Baba vedu vari kudenga, right? That tells you that he himself, in his true nature, he is a father. And every father gives his children what is called inheritance. Muchishona medu isusu even baba vakafa mapedza kuchema tine dei ratinozoti ngatigovere ichi naka zvichireva kuti inheritance ndizvoka. So the nature of God in the Old Testament, he is God unto them, unknown unto them. But in the New Testament, he is a father. Are you hearing me, child of God? So if you read your Bible carefully from the book of Genesis, you are going to realize that the inheritance was lost in Adam. The inheritance was lost in Adam. But aina kungorasika chete in Adam, God had a way of bringing it back. So inheritance was lost in Adam, but it was also promised back in Abraham. Are we together? And it was possessed through Joshua. Write these things down. The inheritance that God gave to Adam, it was lost. But God as a father, I got to know this inheritance must go back to the children. It was promised in Abraham and it was possessed during the time of Joshua. And one thing that I want you to understand is that God is a giver of inheritance. Are we together? We are going to read Deuteronomy chapter number 2 and verse number 1, and we are going to be blessed. Say, I'm going to be blessed. Oh, Jesus, you are going to be blessed. Deuteronomy chapter number 2, and we are going to read from verse number 1. Madire kutifambisa 40 years. Kune land iri kure. Hamugonere. So uchaunoti vachifamba in the wilderness. Vanosvikira pa time yekuti Moses died, the man of God, he died, and Joshua took over the children of Israel into the promised land. But also take notice that all the multitudes of the Israelites that came out of Egypt, none of them entered into a promised land. Only Joshua and Caleb entered into the promised land. They entered into other lands, but they were not a promised land. They entered into other territories, but those territories were not promised by God. Aish. What makes the Garden of Eden is the presence of God. If we remove God from Eden, it becomes a garden. As I am a man of God, what makes me a man of God is God. If we remove God, I remain a man. So, a promised land. That means that God is in that land. What makes me a man of God is God. If I remove God, why is it I am coming to a man of God? Are there no other men? Why are you passing them? They are not men of what? Men of God. In other words, they don't have the presence of what? Of God. So what makes you to quit a lift? To come to a man of God? What a man of God? Even